Doesn't respond to the mid. Heat engager. Hit him with the grab, he doesn't break it. What get up action? He just gets back. Oh, what's going on? Is there like lag? I'm actually like lagging. Hold on. This is weird. My inputs are lagging. Yeah, I'm not playing this fucking king, bro. I don't care. I don't care. He saw that I wasn't moving and proceeded to combo me. That's why he won the first round. I really don't care. Besides, corny, like, King is so fucking corny. I don't care what anyone says. Playing King is so corny. It's genuinely cheese. Like, more cheese than playing Dragunov. No, playing Dragunov was just corny. That's the thing. It was, how can I put it? Like, technically there was counterplay, there was just very little. So it was like very corny to play a character that was just that strong. To where you essentially just couldn't do anything. Like if you were playing against a good one. I know I'm playing Yoshimitsu when I'm saying that. But like I said just for me to say that sentence before and then do that to him is hilarious. But like the things that I was just doing there have hard rules, and if you react to the animation on time, which is very easy to do, you can essentially dodge all of that. But look at this, if I don't guess right here on the break, I eat that much damage off of just a simple grab. It's not like an unblockable where I could see it coming, but if I don't press the right grab, which is already hard to do, I just die. King is corny. And people are like, oh yeah, if you just, you know. And then he can mix it up when he does that too.
Get ready for the next battle.
I don't care what anyone says, King is corny. You can say, oh, Yoshimitsu's corny because he has unblockable sweep, right? But at least the answer to unblockable sweep is like immediate. You know what to do as soon as you see this. You can respond to this instantly. King, you have to not only know the animation, right, which is just how you play the game, you know the animation, but on top of that,
get ready for the next
okay, I actually have a Claudio matchup. So you have to know the animation, and then on top of that, you have to know the associated break with the animation. So you have to be on your toes to keep like breaking grabs all the time, which is already annoying. And then on top of that, he can change up which one he's going to do when he like actually does the grab. So it's not even like a true answer where it's just consistent and you just figure it out. I think this guy is new to Claudio. Like, see this grab? This is a 1+2 every time. I think I might have to lab King next, just so I can not lose the Kings. I know I wanted to lab Claudio. What is that? Bro, he's just spacing me out. I just gotta smother him. Just don't want to do anything. Oh, he's trying to spam hop kick? That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Didn't think he would be trying to spam hop kick on me. I guess since it's so evasive, he's used to just getting it for free. Yeah, none of that. Yeah, if I can, there's so much delay. What's going on with my controller? Like, inputs aren't being read. Maybe it's because I'm streaming. Because it wasn't like this before. I might actually not be able to stream. Which doesn't make any sense because my controller shouldn't be affected by each stream. Does he not have an answer? Okay, finally. I was gonna say, he finally ducked the second hit. Oh, okay. It's over though. If I don't drop this combo. This Claudio, I don't know. I don't know if this Claudio is good or not. To be fair, at this level, no one here is good. We're all trash. He's definitely trash for doing that on round start. That's crazy. Okay. There we go. No! We settled for what we got. There we go. I saw the message at the bottom that said I could like leave the match, but I really don't want to. I think I can beat this guy. Actually, I don't know why I punched there. That guy was plus. Since while running, leaves a plus. That'd be the time of the hop kick. Because I'm pretty sure if you just hop kick immediately, you beat both Bad Breath. You beat Bad Breath and you beat, what's the word for it? The unblockable low. Yeah, just do the fastest option there. He was literally one hit to everything, so I just have to do the fastest option. Yep, bar running. I was trying to remember the cancel, I'm not gonna lie. I know that's negative. I know it's negative. I should say, I know it's punishable. That's the word I should use. Okay, I'm dead here. Yeah, he got me. I tried to do a heat burst. Yeah, it feels like my controller's sluggish. Yeah, I just input, yeah, my controls are lagging. This is so laggy, bro. I don't know what's going on. Like, it's not even What's going on? It was like this. No. No, no, no. Who the fuck do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Don't try that bullshit on me. Okay, my bad. Psych. I'm your god now. Oh, my bad. Why is he so flamboyant? Yes. What? How much damage does that do? He doesn't know that that's negative, which isn't surprising, because everyone, I don't know, a ton of people are like, yeah, they hate Yoshimitsu, but they don't lab Yoshimitsu either, which is kind of fair. It's fair in the sense of like, I don't lab the people I hate either, I just one and done them. Like King, I hate fighting King, bro.
Round one. Fight.
This guy's fucking annoying me now. What? How was that out of range? There we go. There we go. I was in the middle of a phone call, and my controls were also super laggy. So, that's my excuse. All right. Thank God I don't have to play him anymore. God damn, that man's fucking laggy. In fact, it's not even him, it's my controller. There's something wrong with this. And the reason I know something's laggy is because during that same game, I was inputting inputs and they were coming out late. And I don't mean late in like, oh, a millisecond or like half a second too late. I mean like a full second. That's why it was like basically me doing nothing, because my inputs were not working at all. I'm not sure if that's lag or my controller or a combination of both. Because I was in private training mode, which is offline, and I was having that same issue yesterday. I don't know any Paul. That's clearly plus. That might have been launch punishable. Yeah, this guy actually is corny. He's just using like bags of tricks, which I guess you can't blame him at this level. That one that was just me like not reacting in time. That's a very reactable low. And I think you can launch punish him too. That's also reactable, I just don't know the matchup. That's just me pressing at a turn. But this fucking... That move should not, like, knock you down, bruh. I genuinely believe that low should not knock you down. To be fair, I don't know anything about it though, so it's just me being salty. It's just me being salty. No break on that. What? Oh, is that unblockable when he fully charges it? What? That knocks you away? I didn't know that knocked you away when you blocked it. That's so weird. Nah, I think that's corny. I think being knocked away when you block that move is beyond corny. Because if you get hit by that, you get fucking, you die. What? Oh yeah, my controller's doing the thing. It's doing the thing. Is this like, it has to be an issue on my end. Like not a, it has to be an issue with either my controller or like PlayStation in general. Because I'm telling you, like it's actually bad. Fucking just keeps grabbing me because he's... What a bitch. And that hits me out of the air. This guy actually was not good. He did not play that well. I want anyone... I'm gonna be salty. I don't care. Because I legitimately didn't lose because I didn't play well. I lost because of a controller issue that I can't control. Which is actually aggravating. Because now I sound salty. Now I sound salty. Hopefully I should be able to figure this out. Because if not, I don't know. And it'd be so much worse if I have to buy a controller and that's negative, like launch punishable negative, I think. He doesn't know that that's minus 13. What? Doing it back to 2. The lag saved me, but for not for long. It did. Because I inputted the load to block a hell sweep, but then I went back up and then he did it. But since the lag, it didn't catch up, so I was still blocking low. Oh, that's so beautiful. Maybe it's like a controller issue where it's not reading my inputs. Didn't finish the 1-1 string. Okay. Of course. Fuck. I hesitated way too long on that. I should have just threw it out. Yeah, I definitely need to learn like a different character. Cause right now, there's a lot of one and dones when I play Yoshi. And I'm not sure if it's because of the level or people. It's probably both that people hate Yoshimitsu because of things like the unblockable low and bad breath, get up trap. I never actually do the guard break setup because I feel like it's so cumbersome. Basically, like you can pull it off, yes, but I just feel like you have to go so far out of your way to do it. While someone like Hayachi has easy access to his guard break, Devilgen has easy access to his guard break. That guy's really trying to grab me for some reason. Oh, it's cool, bro. I'm just gonna grab you. Nope. Guess you are the type who likes to grab and not get grabbed. That's fair. I actually don't know this man's moves. It's just so many plus frames. When can I press? Maybe do the power press that I inputted? No, this is bad. This is actually bad. I don't even know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna come out. Get back into the wall, bad breath reaching you, my little boy. This Harong should be stomping me, but he's just not that good yet. He fails the grab and then goes for it again every time. I actually don't like fighting Harong. But when I stream, I'm not gonna one and done people. It's just that simple. I think streaming and then one and dunning isn't helpful at all. And you're like, who's supposed to help us? No, for me. Like imagine what you show to people should be your best. And if you don't show your best all the time when you're on stream, then like, let's get off of me. I'm not mean like gameplay wise, I mean like personality. You should show the best parts of your. Stop grabbing me. Oh, that was inputted forever ago. Oh yeah, this is bad. I'm doing down 2. I might actually have to like quit streaming and test and see if it is the stream itself. Because every time that I was doing those tests, I was streaming, and that was like, that's when it was happening. I had the footage of it. Yeah, I'm actually gonna want to done this. Like, I'm done playing this. This ass. I hate her wrong. It's just button, 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 button. Can't wait till I get good so I can face people who don't just press buttons all day. Which I know it sounds crazy to say, like, oh, isn't this a game where, you know, you do the moves by pressing buttons? Aren't you here to press the buttons? But there's a difference between like pressing the buttons with a plan and then just being harong and you get to fucking spam this shit. Why? Oh, are you serious? Why? Why did any of that miss? Why did any of that miss? 2 times? Tracking just said, nah, you good, bro. You don't need me to like track this body. That actually cost me the round. There we go. I should have definitely blocked that. That's an easy string to see. That's fair. That's a fair rage art. I once had a guy message me because, for example, I think I was playing Brian and he was playing Lars, and I know I'm like laughing and saying shit like, oh yeah, fuck Karong. Karong is the most annoying character in the game. I really just more annoyed that I don't quite understand yet when I can press, right? That's much more the annoyance. With Lars, it's genuinely I don't like him. It's Lars and what's her face, that one android chick, Elisa, whatever. I think genuinely that those two are the most annoying characters in the game because of the fact of like what their game plan is. Their game plan is pure cheese. And I mean that. Their game plan is like, oh, do shit that's hard to see, or just chip someone out. And like, Alyssa is still a good like character. Like, she's still good at the game. Lars has holes, but in the most part, you can play whoever you want. But like, their main game plan, like, basically with the robot chick, fuck this guy, the robot chick, her game plan is for you not to be able to play. She wants to pull out chainsaws and just while you block, kill you. Like, really kill you while you're blocking, and you can't interrupt or do anything. And you're like, oh, isn't it the same for the bears? The difference with the bears is that everything they do is negative. If a bear slips up and finishes a string, you can kill them. They just die. So it's it's a balance between a few good tools and basically nothing else. While Alyssa is like an actual character, she's not a joke. And then Lars, I hate his movement. I get it, it's the point of the character, but I can't stand Lars's movement. Not like, even though the stances look very similar, whatever, fine, I can get over that. That's annoying, but whatever. It's mainly the fact of like his movement in and out is purely there to be like, look how unique this character is. Look, like his game plan is, you know, uber aggressive, momentum, moves and stuff like that. But it isn't crafted with any elegance to it. It's just like spam move in their face and hope that they don't know what's going on. That's truthfully how I see Lars. And I had a Lars player, and I was playing Raven because I was learning some of his moves or like practicing him again. And I had a Lars player legitimately message me saying, "Oh, you had to use Rage Art to win." Bro, who gives a fuck? Everyone's character is annoying to someone. Yes. But the reason that someone's character is annoying changes based on the person. So someone probably doesn't mind Lars because they like went out, labbed him, but oh, you have to do this, this is easy. While someone's like, no, I'm not gonna play Lars because that shit's not fun to me. I can't and won't deal with that. Some people can't stand fighting Pauls because of all his bullshit. A lot of people hate fighting Yoshimitsu. Hold on. Actually, let me... I'm just gonna need to lock in. But like beyond the characters and how everyone is annoying, alright? Complaining about the system of Rage Art and be like, oh, you were scared so you had to use Rage Art is beyond cheese, because that's like, oh, you were scared you had to like... No, like, because I said it's a super armored move. And he was like, oh, you were scared so you had to use Rage Art. Okay. This is so annoying. Jesus. I have to focus. I can't speak and play at the same time. What's that missed? What? Bro, this game is... My controller didn't input the up. I mean, the controller didn't input the button. It didn't input the button, so I didn't do the move. Oh, that's bad. Basically, the point I was getting at is to get angry at Rage Art is one thing when you're approaching it as a discussion of dumbing down the game or putting in like... Someone was saying like, oh, they didn't like Rage Art because it was like a forced comeback mechanic. Which, sure, we can have a discussion about that. But for you to talk to me... Notice how that missed because he was on my left side. But for you to say, oh, you were scared so you had to use Rage Art. You mean use a resource to have? You mean like how some people can use armored moves to stop someone from over-aggressing them? Like literally a balancing mechanic? I don't know, guys. I don't know what you want from me. That's... Okay, to be fair, that is a high. I was about to say that evade a mid, but I just remembered it was a high. So he's doing big jabs as a way to stop me from doing bad breath when he gets up. So I should do a launcher. My backdashes aren't even being inputted. Holy shit. Okay. No. Please. Maybe I'll drop my controller way too many times. Jesus. This is bad. I'm gonna have to buy a new controller just to see if this is my controller. Just has a bunch of swaying movement. That's his third time being hit by that. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm in the neutral and I have heat, I'm throwing it. I'm throwing it. Okay, you hear me? I'm throwing it. If I'm in the neutral, I have heat, and I think you're not gonna press a button, I'm throwing that move. I'm heat dashing and giving you a mix-up. If you survive the mix, I'm dead. It's that simple. I think I might have to lab. So I have a list actually. So it's like, reluctantly, I gotta lab Dragonov since he's been nerfed a couple times, and I think I kind of don't want to keep skipping like one and done Dragonov players because it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm going up against a character who's just fundamentally, you know, unfair. But to be fair, that could have like never been the case. You know, that could have just been me being a baby. Because it's very recently that I've decided to lab people. It's been like a recent decision. Because I want to get better, but the only thing stopping me from getting better, moving up in the rank, is labbing. So I'd rather just lab people now and get that shit over with. So like, I'm gonna move past the whole no lab situation. Actually, I need to lock in. Let me just focus up for this last round. Hope I can win this. Now I won. Yeah, I definitely won this. Oh! Oh, actually, you can duck that. Nice. Now I'm trying to lab. Now I'm labbing. Actually, I might die here. Yeah, I bet. No, no. So I was blocking for a minute, and then my input wasn't red. My input wasn't red. It's either my input was red or my expectation of the input not being red caused me to press the button to see if my input would be red, and it was just too low, too slow. So the list in my head is Dragonov reluctantly for two reasons. One, I see so few Dragonovs that when I lab it, it's essentially going to be like, oh, I'm probably not going to see this person for like a while. Two, the main way that like Dragonov is balanced is that he has a bunch of moves that are, I don't want to say sidesteppable, because he has a lot of tracking moves. But he has moves that you can sidestep, right? Like most people, and
Get ready for the next battle.
he has moves that are designed to be ducked because he has highs, a bunch of highs. And if things are balanced around being highs, that's a lot tougher to deal with than knowing, hey, I can jab here to interrupt, or I can this is too slow and I can like, you know what I mean? Like you could jab here, you can power crush, you can do something else. Like you can block low and just launch him and launch and kill. Okay. Get off me. I think if you miss it, you are launch punishable. Like if you miss the get up kick, you're launch punishable. I think I heard that somewhere. This has been like the first Leroy that I've fought in actually a while. Actually, that's not true. I think I fought one Leroy like 2 days ago. I need a fast mid to check after that. I can't think of any mid. Well, I have down forward too. Doesn't duck. Doesn't duck. Actually, that was smart. That was smart of him to do that. Thank you. Please, controller. I'm saying that shit was smart. He probably doesn't even realize. He was probably just mashing for his life. What? No, that's not what I wanted to do. Fuck. I did the... Could have swore I did the break for that too. And that was a weapon low too, so I couldn't even parry that. I couldn't even low parry that. Which I think is an interesting like idea for the game. To have weapon hits not be parryable. Like, for example, you can have a move be parryable, right? And then the next level is like, so like you can have punch parries, you can have low parries, you have kick parries. So it's like specifically for kicks, whether or not they are high, medium, or low, you kick parry them. And then for lows, obviously you can low parry all lows, right? What's interesting about that to me, what's interesting about that to me is that they have another level to it where if it's like an elbow, you can't parry that because, you know, for whatever reason. But if you have a perfect parry, then you can parry elbows. And then beyond that is like, if it's a weapon, you can't parry at all. Now, at least I think that's how it works. In Tekken 7, there was a character, Noctis, DLC, from Final Fantasy. All his moves were melee weapons. Like all his moves, he would spawn a weapon in to use to hit you, so you couldn't low parry his lows. You would just have to block them. And low parrying was way stronger in Tekken 7 because you wouldn't get like a baby combo like this where he's already tornadoed, where he already has an extension used up. You would have an extension to use. So essentially, you would low parry here. It would put him on their back, and then you would do the regular combo you normally do. So it would essentially just be like this. Right? There's your extension now, and you get whatever full combo you wanted. And that may not seem like a big deal, but that extension is the difference between 50 damage and like 80 with the right wall ender.
Get ready for the next battle.
And 80 is basically half your health bar. It's even worse in this game since there's gray health now. So a portion of the damage you deal to someone is just gonna get healed back anyway. Oh no, I tried to do... Wait, why does my sword still... Oh, because I didn't hit him with block. I think that was a parry he was trying to do. Oh, bro, I was spamming the 4 button there. Oh my god. I was actually spamming the 4 button and it wasn't coming out. And I'm thinking, oh, maybe I just missed my chance. But no, it's genuinely like delayed. Like I'm gonna have to check the replay after this. I did not want to use that wall. Fuck. Shit, he interrupted me. Alright, I gotta lock in here. By lock in, I mean spam unblockables. Oh, he side rolled, which ruined my entire game plan. I'm actually dead here. The thing is, to deal with the side rolls, I can just use my forward 1+2. The dick jabs, bruh. The jig jabs are so annoying.
Get ready for the next battle.
Gotta go to standby for that. Gotta stop. Gotta stop it. So there's a list of people that I said I was gonna one lab. It's Claudio, Dragonov, Claudio, Dragonov. I was gonna do Azucena, but what I was gonna say before that I was interrupting myself is I don't want to lab a character like Dragonov for mainly two reasons. One, it really felt like cheese. It felt like an apology letter. It was like they made characters who in the past were fan favorites super strong in this game for appeal reasons. Like they made Dragonov very strong, made him do so much damage. So much damage. Right? And it wasn't like we meant like combo damage specifically. We just meant in general. Like his hits just hit hard. So getting hit by a Dragonov generally felt like you were just dying. And to have a character who not only had that much damage, but had so much good frame data. Like his moves were just good. Like it wasn't like it was just Sneak 4 by itself. He had other good moves on top of Sneak 4. And then Sneak 4 was beyond overturn. Like the way they talk about Yoshimitsu 1+ like forward 1+2 is actually how Dragonov Sneak 4 is or was. Right? Like on matchmaking settings. So they'll say things like forward 1+2 is too strong because if Yoshimitsu knocks you down and then see that you're about to get up, he'll just heat dash and collect the free combo. Right? If my input delay wasn't so high, maybe I could do this. Just have to time it correctly. Right? And then if you do a slow roll, you get caught by this. Like if you roll backwards, you get caught. Right? So let me show this. Practice settings, offense. So we knock him down. He just gets up that way, right? If I do this, hold on, not that crazy. I have to time it correctly. It's hard to do, actually. Because you have to... There's a certain roll, or there's a certain way that the person gets up that's unsafe. Yeah, this is the one. All right. This the roll that he's doing, or the get up option that he's doing, is when you hold back, right? Which is just a natural state for anyone. But in doing so, it's unsafe. And if you catch them getting up because it's so slow, you do it at the right time, you can combo them. Now, of course, you should probably listen to people who play this game religiously, because I can't even get the right... I can't even, like, do it myself right now. Holy shit. Hold on. Fucking pull back. Do that. There you go. Right, you do it at the right time, you get a combo. Blah blah blah. Right. And they're like, this is too strong because it stops people from being able to get up. Right? But if they don't get up, then they eat this over and over. Right? Let me see. We're gonna just make them roll. Simply enough. If they just made it that this has no, like, its hitbox doesn't really work side to side, it would be perfectly fine. Because that means the second you roll, like, if it makes it that when you roll left or right, you're invincible, then this move would be fine, right? But dragging off sneak forward is legitimately was crazy. Like, they say that this move by itself is, like, overpowered. Dragging off sneak forward was this times at least 5. Because think about it, dragging off sneak forward left you +7 on block in standing. So think about it this way. A lot of your strong moves are gate kept behind, you know, stances, right? So if you have that whole delay thing going on. I'm pressing triangle and it's not doing anything. So if you do 2-2, right, you're going into Kento stance immediately. 2-2, 1+2, you go into Kento stance. There's moves like this, which on counter hit are knocked down, right? That's okay. You have moves like this, which is just a regular launcher, right? You have moves like this, which is a launcher, right? Which I'm pretty sure is like a safe mid. It's -9 on block. So you have access to good moves from stances that are just a bit slow, but it makes it so that you like block behind very useful things behind a stance, so we have tons of moves. Our fastest options are all from standing. Every time. So imagine a character who, even if you defend correctly and you block the move, you can't respond against them because, you know, they have the advantage. They're +7. Now imagine that same character being able to access sneak, or that's like that move, even though it is locked behind a stance called sneak, which is just a crouch dash, whenever he wants. Because there's so many ways to cancel into sneak on that character. There's so many ways. There's several moves that you can transfer into that stance sneak, which gives him that +4 on block. I mean, that +7 on block. And you're like, okay, that's not that big of a deal. You know, he just gets access to a good move often through a bunch of moves. You just have to, like, know that you can't press them. Bad news. Even though it's a mid and you have to stand block it, right? That man, I'm trying to do the low. That man has access to a very hard-hitting low that, like, legitimately hurts. And it gives him advantage to it, obviously. So he'll hit you with, like, the hatchet low to chip you down. And you'll have to just simply deal with it. Because if he catches you with sneak 4, you're wall splatted. Because sneak 4 is +7 on block. And it used to wall splat. And what that meant was, if he got you at the wall, which wasn't really hard once he hit you with sneak 4, because it's his turn, he would do some moves, and then you can't interrupt the string, because you know how it happens. You know what happens when you interrupt strings. He would do the full string, and then instead of finishing the string, you know, once he's inside the match, he would cancel into sneak, and then do sneak 4. Which is +4, and then he would do it like it would be a loop all over again. Also, if you're like, okay, I can duck some of his highs because he's balanced around highs. He could quite literally just, if your game plan was okay, his fastest options are going to be highs. He has tons of strings where I duck them and they're high. I'm a crouch. He could grab you from crouch. And the thing is, he had a tackle too from Sneak. I think it was he had a tackle from Sneak where you could break it. I think you definitely could break it. There was a break for the grab, but when he was in heat, you can't break his grabs. You can't break his tackles. So you had a situation where when he's in heat, you can't crouch because you get grabbed and that's unbreakable. And also he has a heat smash with so much tracking that it literally follows you. And then on top of that, he has Sneak 4. And the thing is, I haven't even fully described why Sneak 4 is crazy, because on top of wall splatting, on top of being a wall splat, meaning if you're at the wall and he's pressuring you, because it's super easy to do with Dragon Off. On top of being +7, meaning whenever he hits you with it, like basically on block or on hit at the wall, you're losing. It's a mid, so you can't duck it. But whatever, like that doesn't really matter. Like most moves are mids because that's what do the damage, blah blah blah, right? It was a heat engager, meaning in a situation like, I don't know, let's say pretend I'm Dragon Off and I'm doing Dragon Off combos, and I'm running up here, and normally for the past 5 combos I've been doing grab, right? Grab into Oki. That's what I've been doing, right? Imagine running up and to check to see if someone's crouched, you just do Sneak 4. You wanna know why that's the easiest thing in the world to do? Because if you, the way that like games like this is balanced in games is that a move like this, right, hard hitting, if my controller would, activate and I'm pressing buttons but it's not responding. In a game, they balance moves around being negative on block, right? So hard-hitting moves, like if I had a move like, this is a bad example because that's an unblockable, but if I had a move like this, and let's say it took off 50 of your health, just 50 for free, it would be not only slow, it would be negative, right? It would be so negative that I'd be able to be launched. So that way, at the very least, when I do this move, I give up my turn. At worst, I get launched and I get punished for it. I die. And that's to allow it to give the benefit of being a heat engager, it having so much range, it's hitting grounded. That's why this move is fair. Alright? 20 frames is pretty slow. Right? It's fast enough not to be reactable, but it's slow enough to be beaten by a bunch of moves, right? You can't just throw this out, right? It hits grounded too, but when it's blocked, I'm pretty sure you're launch punishable. No, it's actually 12, which is crazy. They should probably nerf that, but it's punishable fully as 12. So that means you give up your turn with doing this. So when someone does this, you can get a job in. And for characters like, I don't know, Law, King, there's tons of characters who can take advantage of this. If they make this move -14, I think that would be fair. So you just can't throw this out. -13 at best, right? So imagine a move that wall splats. Imagine a move that wall splats, like Sneak 4, but it's actually, safe. So you can launch someone, run up, sneak 4 to see if they're ducking. Because normally you would do a move, be like, oh, are you ducking or are you stand blocking? If you guess wrong, you might get launched for it. Alright? For example, if I do a hop knee, that's negative 13. For Yoshi, that's negative 13. Someone's gonna hit a heat engager on you, or they're gonna hit a heat dash on you, and you die. But for Dragunov, he just gets to do it. He just gets to check and see. Right? It's +7 on block, so he loses nothing if he's wrong. And if he guesses correctly, then it's a heat engager. So he gets a heat engage. And if his heat is already active, like if it's a situation like this, where he's running in off a heat engager, he gets to launch you and combo you. And it's like, okay, he made the right guess or whatever. But there's no guessing involved. He just did it. He can do it whenever. He can just do it whenever. In fact, it's so bad that it's a heat engager that the fact that, let's say, do this, right? Let's pretend that's sneak 4. He's able to spam this. And in a situation where, like, okay, it's guess for game. On block, even though you aren't doing anything, he can force you into a mix-up situation where you could die. Which is basically just a consequence of the heat system, not really Dragunov's fault. But in combination with that character, it was insane. So think about it this way. I comboed you, I'm running in, I want to see whether or not, you know, you're blocking mid or whatever. Hit you with this move, we're going to pretend like this isn't a high. Right? We do this, I'm running in, is he checking if he's blocking mid? And then you can react to like the hit or not. In fact, it doesn't even matter if he gets the hit. Because at the end of the day, you can go, oh, not blocking mid because he isn't in like doing the animation for it. Like he's stand blocking, okay, whatever. And then you can just go, I'm gonna hold forward anyway, and then you react to the fact whether or not you got the combo, and you know because of the slowdown whether or not, you know, he was standing, and because of that you can take a second guess. It's a consequence of the heat system, not Dragunov himself. That's not really his fault. Everyone can do that. But it means you gave a character who was already so strong, who did so much damage already, another chance to guess to kill you. And that's not really the problem that he got another guess. The problem is he got a free guess. He got a free guess that means nothing if he guesses wrong. With Yoshimitsu, if I do this move, right, I'm -6, I give it my turn, and I'm back turn, right? If I do this move, I give it my turn entirely, right? It's my turn's over. I can't respond, I'll lose. This guy gets to run his mix on me. If I do like why is it not doing the second part? It's actually mad weird it's not doing my input. There we go. If I do that, then I'm giving up my turn. The point is that a lot of moves that hit mid either are completely negative, as in like you're punishable, or they're safe, but you give up your turn to do them. And Dragunov had a move that was a mid. It was a heat engager, so he gets to make a second guess afterwards. And it was +7 on block, meaning he can do a mix. You can't respond to sneak. You can't. He does that move, you just have to sit there. You can't press or you die. And if you press, he can just do sneak 4 into sneak 4. And because he's +7 and you can't respond, he would hit you and you get wall splatted for full combo. And then you get up and he does it again. And it gets worse because you're like, oh, you're forgetting it's a third axis game. Just sidestep. The move tracked. So you had a tracking mid, right? So there's no ducking it. That wall splatted, meaning if you're at the wall and you press against it and you like get hit by it, you just die. That was +7 on block, meaning you can't press against it. That's basically just their turn over and over again when they press that button. It just refreshes their turn. that was also a heat engager, meaning they could guess again. They could do the move, go, okay, he's stand blocking, and just go low. And then the mental was like, oh, he's about to do a low, and then he would just do a mid. So when they're talking about like that move is overpowered, and they mean like this forward 1+2, they're only talking about the fact that this is a heat engager. Because there's plenty of moves that hit ground. Like, when you do this move, it's a steel pedal, meaning it sends them away, head, like their head is facing you. Look at this distance. This is not a problem. They're talking about purely, just for this move to be overpowered, is the fact that it does this over and over at the wall, and your side rolls aren't like, you know what I mean? Like, if you do it over and over, the person's trapped, so they have to get up. And when you get up, you heat dash. And if you catch them at the right time, you get a combo. If you don't, then you get into a mix. That's the reason why they say this move is overpowered. Dragunov move, Sneak 4, was beyond worse than this. Because it also hit grounded. So every problem they have with this move, Dragunov had that in fucking spades. Like, you don't understand. You don't understand. They think that this is overpowered. They think that's overpowered. Because of the fact that if they get up the wrong way and the Yoshi heat dash them, they get comboed. So they can't stay on the ground because for some reason side steps aren't, feasible with this, which I think is stupid. You should be able to, like, not side step, you should be able to side roll out of this easily. Like, there should be like some body invulnerability when you're side rolling or something, I don't know. Alright, so you can side roll out of it. Right? And it only works at the wall. So in a scenario where you're in the middle of the field, you're getting launched away by that move. And if they spin their heat so they're right next to you so they can do a mix, then you're just getting mixed. That's not an issue of like the character. That's an issue of like that's just an issue of you. Like, you're getting mixed. And I get Yoshimitsu has this, he has this, but both of those loses the Hopkins and backing up. Like, hold on. Let's do punishment. I'm probably just gonna have to record. I don't know any Claudio moves, so you gotta give me a moment. Nope, that's not it. Record again. Nope, that's not it. Record again. Nope, I just did that. I don't know why I did that again. There we go. I'm gonna do it one more time. There we go. So when I jab, he does the move. What I'm gonna do is pop heat, do an unblockable low, and then, oh shit, I still have the side roll thing on. See how it misses off the side roll when you're close to him? It's kind of crazy, right? That like you can side roll and beat that. Alright. And then if they just do it normally, like, hold on, let me activate heat. Actually, never mind. Actually, no, this is different. This is actually different. What's happening is I still have time to combo, and that's why it's doing that. So if you're side rolling, as you just saw there, you don't get comboed. It's a specific way that you're getting up at a specific timing. Meaning to beat it, you just don't do that get up. You just roll to the side. And I think the only problem I have with that is like your counterplay to that move is either take a bunch of damage or take a little bit of damage and get back up into the blender, which I don't think is cool because the whole goal is to be able to defend against something. The reason that people stay on the ground when people are doing combos is like, oh, it's gonna miss, it's not gonna be able to touch me. All right. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do a heat engager and then I'm gonna do an unblockable low. But I get beat by that. If I do bad breath, I lose that as well. If I do a hop knee, I beat him, right? Right, so if I do a hop knee, I beat him. Because I guess mid and he was mashing like hop knee. So both the unblockable low and bad breath, if you think they're going to do it, you can beat them with the hop knee. Right? So I'm not sure why anyone would think these are overpowered. I get that the unblockable low, that specifically, I do think could be a couple frames slower. I think 2 to 3 frames to make this slower to come out so people can visually confirm this is happening and respond wouldn't be too bad. It would give me a reason to like use this besides tracking, or that's not really the one. It would be this because this is 20 frames, right? It'll give me a reason to use this, like, oh, I think they're gonna hop me before I can use it. And the bad part is, I shouldn't say bad. An interesting part is when you're in heat, right? When you do a heat dash, your sword automatically is out. So like if I hop heat, put this away, my sword comes out automatically. Like there's nothing I can do about it. So you lose access to the North Sword stance sweep. Right? So in actuality, I can't use this as a mix-up between the unblockable low, which would make them like want to do like a launcher or anything. So I could like do the faster option, even though this is only 6 frames faster. Like, let's say I wanted to, I don't know, let me do, right, and then still lose to that because you're crouched and low. It's evasive. Like, I don't know. And the thing is, they did nerf Sneak 4. This is still all about Sneak 4, by the way. All of this. They did nerf Sneak 4, but what they did was they stopped it from being a wall splat. So it no longer does this, right? See how he's just like flopping on the wall? That's called a wall splat. That allows you to get heavy combos. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it allows you to get full-on combos. If I could do the combo without it being off axis, because Yoshi has axis issues. So, right, that one doesn't have any issues. Right, 60 something damage. And the reason that it's important for moves to have, like, know your wall splatting move is because the entire game plan when you do a combo is either do maximum damage combo or a combo that, you know, brings them to the wall. So now I've carried him to the wall. Alright, he's back to the wall. A lot of moves become stronger. Guess what got stronger at the wall? Sneak forward. Since it tracked, you couldn't really step. Right? And since it wall splatted too, meaning you wouldn't want to step. If you stepped and got hit by Sneak 4, you died, and the game was over. So you can't step because it tracks. You can't like duck it because it's a mid. And if the Dragunov feels like it and you like get a hit in, you're getting your momentum. He could just pop heat. He has advantage. He does a jab or something, and then does sneak forward. And I know it makes him like, oh yeah, like they were definitely like spamming sneak forwards. They weren't spamming it in the sense of like they were. It wasn't like they were just doing this over the input lag. It wasn't like they were doing this over and over, right? Like it wasn't like they were just doing this, right? They were placing it appropriately because you gotta remember, when you're watching tournaments, those are the best players in the world. Those are like actually gifted players. Those are people who know what they're doing. They do this consistently, and they're prepared. They're good players. They're the best players. Tier lists are about the best players. Tournaments are about the best players. They're not about you and me. So when this whole thing was going on, you had one of the smartest, like you have like smart people, you know, people who like have the experience, they know what they're doing, they know the matchup, and they weren't spamming it back to back to back because they knew there was no need. Like they knew when to place it. Hold on. Yeah, Dragunov wasn't a problem because his moves were genuine. Like, trying to put this, the reason that I think Dragunov was cheese was partly personal and partly because of the way that they made him. Like, they made him specifically in a way where he was extremely good, where he was overtuned, right? And of course, they want like characters to be strong in the beginning and people to enjoy them. But the personal part, let me get that out the way. I didn't think Dragunov looked cool, so I didn't want to play him. I thought Dragunov looked fucking stupid. Like, he just felt like an edgelord, right? And I know it's weird for me to say that, rocking the black and red Yoshimitsu with literal demon wings and a tail. But it felt like he had a boring aesthetic, and his aesthetic was, look at this, like, I don't want to say emo's the wrong word. He just looks like the villain. He just looked like a villain. Alright, he looked like the bad guy of the story. And I feel like that didn't interest me, and I looked at his moves, and his moves didn't look too interesting either. Like, the thing is, I could tell immediately their function, their purpose. Like, I could tell, like, oh, this is used for this. These are just objectively useful tools. But it wasn't enough to make me like want to play him because I wasn't interested in the character. Now, you can say, oh yeah, I like Dragunov, I like the way he looks, I like his moves or whatever. I don't believe it. No, don't get me wrong, there's definitely some people who definitely enjoy Dragunov and the way he looks. They think he looks cool. I'm a me suit, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a collection of things that make me me. My preferences, tastes, it's all because of my past and the person I am. Got it. I can accept someone likes the way Dragunov looks. I can accept the way that somebody likes Dragunov's moves. But I know for a fact there's a bunch of you who are either new to Tekken, which is okay, you can be new, or actually don't like, they play Tekken for a while but never touch Dragunov, and they only use him because he's one of the top ones. And you can be like, oh, but you're playing Yoshimitsu. Yes, I'm fully aware I'm playing a character that's currently very good at the game. The difference is, I picked Yoshimitsu out of love. And it sounds corny to say because it's corny. It's corny as fuck. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you pick if they're a top tier. Like, people are always going to pick top tiers. It doesn't matter. But for what it's worth, which is nothing, mind you, this is worth nothing. I'm picking Yoshimitsu purely because I'm playing Yoshimitsu. It doesn't matter. Like I fully was prepared. Like I bought a couple of fighting games, right? So I bought Tekken 7 because it was on sale. I got Soul Calibur 6 because it was also on sale, and I got Tekken 8 at full price because I was like, I enjoy Yoshimitsu. I like this character's like because he was in Soul Calibur 6. Yoshimitsu is in Soul Calibur 6, and he's in Tekken 7, right? So me seeing the same character. Here's a story. Here's a story. To basically explain this in the most perfect way I can. When I was young, I used to go to my grandpa's house for the summer, and they had a game console there. And on that game console was Soul Calibur and Tekken. And when I first started playing my first match of Tekken ever, my grandma, she low kick spammed me with King. She swear to you. I know it's King because I remember looking at this guy with a panther head on and like nothing but chest. And I think it was Soul Calibur like 6. It's the one with the old man who gets launched into space by Hayachi, like Hayachi's dad. It's that one. I remember the boss fight. She low kick spams me with King. Unforgettable, right? And that pissed me off and made me want to stop playing. But before I did, I remember seeing 2 things that stick with me. Well, 3. One, there were bears. I'm pretty sure there was bears. I was confused about that. 2, there was Mokujin, like the wooden statue guy that like can beat other people. 3, there was this strange guy called Yoshimitsu who looked. You could tell when someone's like a joke character or like they're a unique character in the game by the way that they present themselves, right? And I see Yoshimitsu and I go, oh, that guy's cool, and I want to play him. Oh, he can heal himself, and he feels not direct. He feels like his moves aren't straightforward, but I'm interested. Fast forward, like I go back to my house. I don't buy Tekken. I don't own Tekken. I don't pursue a career in Tekken. I don't even play fighting games for like 10 years. Like, I've gotten back into Tekken recently because I wasn't even in Tekken before. I played it for like a summer. So keep that in mind. I played him for a summer when I was like, not even him. I didn't even play him for a summer. I played him for like 30 minutes. Not even 30 minutes. I barely played him. I just used him in a round, couldn't figure anything out, got off. Years later, like I'm talking about years, like 10 plus years later, I buy Soul Calibur 6 and Tekken 7. And they both have Yoshimitsu in it. And I remember playing with him and going, this guy's pretty cool. So I pick him up again. So in Soul Calibur 6, I'm playing Yoshimitsu because that's cool. It's Yoshimitsu. That's the guy from Tekken. In Tekken 7, I'm playing Yoshimitsu and Kunimitsu. Didn't know the lore at the time. Complete accident. Saw the names were similar and went, well, that has to be a coincidence. Listen. I wasn't. It may have been a couple of years ago, but not even a year ago. It was like 1 year ago I bought the game. Was it really a year ago? When did I buy Tekken 7? It had to be at the beginning of this year. The thing is, I haven't been playing Tekken 7 because I've been playing Tekken 8. So like I bought Tekken 7, I had it for like 2 to 3 months, and I was like, yeah, I really enjoy this. I started watching videos, getting into like in-depth of like how to play the game. I was getting used to the buttons. That was a big part where I had to get used to inputs because I wasn't used to fighting games like this. So I'm getting used to the inputs, and I'm a Yoshi and Kunimitsu main. Like, I don't care about anybody else. I'm not playing Bob. I'm not playing Super Akuma. I don't care how strong these characters are. I don't care because I'm not interested in their aesthetic. I don't like their moves. If the moves don't look good, if they don't flow a certain way, like Kencho into down 1 has a good aesthetic, it has a good flow, the buttons feel nice to press, right? This feels good to execute. And on top of that, when you do down one, it enters you in a crouch so I can float into something else. Like, it feels smooth to do. Like, it doesn't feel too hard or obtrusive to do. But it doesn't make it any less good, right? And obviously that's because this game is different than 7. 7's a lot more hard on execution, so it would definitely be weirder to do in 7. But the point is, regardless of how I feel about anything else in this game, the reason I am playing Yoshimitsu is because he's Yoshimitsu. They took away his healing and gave it in combos. People are upset about that. Think about that. They took his healing away from him and moved it to, like, when he hurts you, when you're in a combo, he heals. So instead of having to deal with Yoshimitsu's running away all game to heal, now they're fighting you. And you're upset that they're fighting you and that they're healing from it. So if you made it that they have to heal off of stances, now you have to deal with the Yoshimitsu basically running from you all game long. Oh, and bad news. The healing he gets from his sword is specifically healing gray health fast, not regular health. So in that situation where he's healing off of attacking you, he's going to heal anyway. He's just healing more because his soul's, like, is siping your soul or whatever the lore reason is. That's the reason it's healing him faster than, like, everybody else. Because the thing is, even with, like, someone like Brian, you can heal 50% of gray health. Like, hold on. Right. See? 50% of health is available to get back, right? Activate heat. Okay, that sucks. I suck. Right. See, that hit already healed me. Pop me. My controls are not responding. Yeah, this fucking sucks, bro. Like, hell, that's not even like the good combo. I'll do the best combo that I know. That's not the good one. No, that's not. I need to do a good one actually, but I can't because my controller isn't responding. No, I'm not doing it correctly. There's a more optimal combo he has that heals him way faster. Right. See, I'm basically healed to full health. And then you could do this, blah blah. Like, the sword itself heals him whenever he hits a move when the sword is buffed, right? You can see, like, the soul's leeching off of him. Leeching off of Claudio and coming to Yoshi. That's what that, like, animation means. The health is coming to me. This is an aggressive game, so they want his sword to heal him and keep his aesthetic, right? The thing is, if you don't do it, he's still going to heal a lot of health because he's hitting you. Because great health comes back based on hitting. It's not an issue with like, that's not an issue of, like, sword itself. That's not an issue of the buff state. In fact, they nerfed the regular amount of health he gets on regular combos. Okay, that may not be true. I don't have any facts for that, but you can see here, you don't get a lot when doing normal combos. When other people, I've seen them do combos, and they get so much. They get so much. Like, other characters get so much health off of their combos. Like, that move there alone, that gave me back so much of my health already. Right? And they do stuff like that, like... The point is, even in a situation where they listen to your demands and they make Yoshi worse, it's not going to improve your day. Like, your complaints about Yoshi and him being overpowered isn't the fact that he's overpowered, it's the fact that you don't like Yoshi. And back to the original thing I was talking about in the first place before I distracted myself. The reason I brought up all that and clarifying why I play Yoshi wasn't to be like, oh, I'm a real fan, you're not. Even though that's exactly what it sounds like. It's to say, I know a bunch of people picked Dragunov because he's the strongest. And it feels not only... It feels corny to me to like pick a character because they're the strongest. Not because they're strong, but because they're the strongest. Right? That's why when people are like, oh yeah, tournament players like, yeah, we're not gonna play Dragunov anymore because, you know, he received these nerfs. He's no longer the strongest. Like, he's no longer, you know, top. Like, he's no longer like the top guy in the game. And it mentally, to me, what I heard when they said stuff like that was, oh, because this guy isn't literally the, like, most abusable character in the game, he isn't the best one, he's dead to me. Because this character isn't the top of the charts, isn't because he's, like, the best in this game, I'm not going to use him, and I'm just going to use the second best. Whoever was, like, slightly worse than him. We're going to use whoever is the super strongest for the tournament. Alright. And for a tournament player, you can cut them some slack because they're trying to win millions of dollars. They're trying to do whatever it takes to win that game. Right? So that's understandable. Alright? For a regular person to go, oh, Dragunov got nerfed, you know, I'm just gonna drop him and stop playing him because, you know, they nerfed him, so he's no longer good. It's fucking corny. It's so corny. It's beyond corny. And I need you to process what's being said. For example, they nerfed Dragunov a couple of times already. They nerfed him and his player rates dropped. So they nerfed Dragunov, his player rates drop, people stop playing him, they drop the character, they move on. They go, yeah, Dragunov isn't good anymore. And then a couple of months later, everybody's back on Dragunov because the nerfs they did didn't really affect him that much. They didn't really stop him or his game plan. He was still super strong. And it wasn't a situation where they're like, oh, they nerfed the character, but they were still strong because, you know, these things were, you know, still usable. Like, you could still do well. It was like, no, those nerfs basically did nothing. Dragunov was still top played at tournaments. Dragunov was still best in game. Dragunov basically lost almost nothing. Like, Dragunov's nerfs didn't stop him one bit. And all those people who were like, yeah, we can't play Dragunov anymore, I'm dropping him, I'm going to play someone else. Like, if you're a regular person, if you're just a regular dude, and they drop the nerf for Dragunov, and you read the patch notes and you go, yeah, he's dead. He lost 2 damage on his move. What the fuck are you talking about? Well, what is wrong with you? Like, why? What do you mean? So you're, first of all, it's bad to think that way because One, that's incorrect. That's a stupid way of thinking. It's stupid because you aren't evaluating the tool based on, hey, what was its purpose? Can it still achieve that? And did that loss of damage and or functionality cause this character to be unplayable? And was this like thing needed for me to keep playing this character? Or was this move removed and this was like the only move in the character that I enjoyed? Or was this move something that entertained me? Or was this move something that like anything that like actually mattered besides like, oh, they're making this OP character a little worse? Because by that same logic, if you're playing Yoshimitsu right now, which I know a lot of people are playing Yoshimitsu, right? A lot of people know Yoshi's abilities, they know like his setups, but still complain. A lot of people who play Yoshi, when he gets nerfed, how bad is his player rate gonna drop? How bad are people gonna be like, yeah, Yoshi's fast now, and then just put him down because they nerfed his damage? Are they just gonna go, yeah, Yoshi's bottom 5 now, why would I ever play him? I don't know, maybe because you like Yoshi? And that's the second argument. It's like, you were never playing him because he was a character you liked. You were playing him because you're a tier horde. You played the best character in the game on the tier list, or the one that you saw pro players play, and so you could stroke your ego and win matches. Even if the play style and the moves you have to use with that character are boring and aren't visually interesting, you're using them because they're easy. You're using them because it plays the game for you. Like, let's face it, if you were playing Dragunov when he first came out, and how even like recently, you're essentially letting the game play for you. You pick the character to like win, to carry you, instead of you carry the character. Think about every Raven player out there, all 4 of them. They picked Raven because they like his moves, they like the way he looks, they like his effects. And they go, I'm gonna learn how to put these pieces together so that I can use this character that I aesthetically like. Even if he isn't the strongest, it doesn't matter. I still think he looks cool. I'm gonna pilot him and take him far. Think about that, right? And then you have the Dragunov players who you know damn well, if he ever, and I mean ever, ate a legitimate nerf that was actually big, because let's face it, Sneak 4 not wall splatting doesn't fucking matter. It stops it being a situation of like, oh, because you can still spam it. You can't side. Well, it did lose some tracking. I think it lost tracking. No. I think it still has tracking. If I don't know. I don't play Dragunov, and I don't want to play Dragunov, and that's one of the reasons I don't want to look at his move list, because I know it's going to be boring. I know it's going to be uninteresting, and I know that every time I face a Dragunov, it's going to be a situation of I'm not going to enjoy the match. It's just not going to be fun, regardless. It's the same, like, I'm not refusing to, what's the word? I'm not refusing to play Dragunovs. Like, I refuse to play against Eddies. And even though that he's quote-unquote bottom tier, like he's bottom of the barrel of the tier list, that's because I'm not reliant on tier list. That's because I'm not like a tier horde. Because if you're a tier horde, and let's say for example you're playing Dragunov, and you're facing a match and you go, oh, this is an Eddie, this is gonna be easy, Eddie's bottom tier and I'm playing one of the top characters in the game, you're an idiot. You're actually an idiot. Because it doesn't matter if that character is low on the tier list. That tier list is made for pro players, for people who are up to date with everything. And you're telling me just because of that, like their expertise, that you're gonna win against an Eddie. So, because automatically when you pick Dragunov, you just know everything. And the thing is, I doubt that many people have thought that sentence, but I know people have the sentiment of my character is top one. I should be able to beat this Eddie guy, no problem. And when you start thinking like that, it becomes devoid of actual like common sense. You can play Yoshimitsu, a very good character, and still lose very easily. You could spam the moves you want, and then someone's gonna like go, oh, he's just. In fact, if you do nothing but this when you run up, you lose instantly. And you can be like, no, that's not true. That's not true at all. Well, if they're not pop kneeing you or they're not doing down forward 2 to stop you, because okay, face it, let's actually put this to the test. How do I do it? Quick select.
Get ready for the next battle.
Oh, I did record that. I did record that. Okay, okay, that's embarrassing. All right. So the 3 options I've chosen are Bad Breath, Unblockable Sweep, Hop Knee. These represent 3 very easy choices that the Yoshimitsu can choose. All right. These are simple, direct, common ones that people are going to use. Personally, I like Bad Breath. It looks funny, and I like the way it feels to execute. All right. Unblockable Sweep, kind of jank sometimes, has range issues. I'm fine with that. It's okay. Hop Knee, it's a good choice, has evasive properties, blah, blah, blah. The regular shtick of like, these are the reasons you would use these moves when you're playing Yoshimitsu. Alright? So the question is, are they going to be ducked? Right? Are they ducking so you do the Hop Knee? Or are they stand blocking so you do Bad Breath if they're stand blocking? Or if are they gonna like back away so you can't hit the unblockable low? You know what I mean? Hell, for shits and giggles, just to be funny, I'll even add another one. Just to be funny. I'll do that. Alright, so I'm going to stand here and defend against all of it. Nope, did that incorrectly. Did that incorrectly. I was trying to sidestep there, to be honest. I did that correctly by accident, so I'm trying to sidestep. Hold on. I'm trying to Sidestep. Because you can sidestep left on all of these. Just sidestep. Like, it's not overpowered. Just sidestep. And for those of you who can't sidestep, you can, if you time it correctly, you can just back up. I have to time it correctly, but just back up. Because Bad Breath and the Unblockable Sweep have range power. Alright? You can also down forward 2. It's 15 frames. It beats the Hoppney. I mean, it doesn't beat the Hoppney, but it beats Bad Breath. It beats the Unblockable Low. Right? And you get a free combo for it, right? So if your concern is, oh, he's gonna do that, or he's gonna do the Unblockable Sweep, just launch him, bruh. Like no bullshit, like no complaining, no bitching, no like annoying outcries on how annoying Yoshimitsu is. Because everything that Yoshi does has a risk and reward. Every last thing. And the risk and reward is the reward, he kills you. I'm not gonna lie, he does a lot of damage. Right? The risk, he dies. It's that simple. Like, that's 20 frames, so you're gonna beat that. So he can't even visually fake you out with it. Because it's unblockable low, but it doesn't matter. You can even, let's see. Well, the Hopping you lose because it's specifically calling out you're gonna crouch. That one loses because it's specifically calling you're gonna crouch. I'm trying to dick jab. How do people dick jab so fast? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Down forward 1. Down forward 1 is a fucking 13 frame move. 13 frames beats everything on this list. You don't understand. I forgot this movie would have fucking existed. A trade? Guess what? You're free now. You're back to neutral. Nope. Nope. So you don't have to deal with any of the evasive properties. Hell, if you're a Yoshi v Yoshi, you can even do down forward 2. I mean down forward 4. And it resets you to neutral. Nope. 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 Even stops the Hoppney. Come on, guys. You gotta do better. You have to do better. You have to do better. And this is me critically thinking for what? 5 minutes? 5 minutes? That's all it took? It took barely any thought to figure out, hey, if I want to stop these options, I do this. The hard part, honestly, not gonna lie to you, is mentally like figuring this shit out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you can think about it, but if you have no concept of like you can hop knee the unblockable low, which I didn't really realize you could do either until like I saw someone say you could do it. But that means I went out there, looked up the resource, or like you can find the resource. There's things out there for you. There's how do you beat Reinas. I've looked up how do you stop Reinas. If Yoshimitsu is this much of a burden to you, then you should definitely be looking up ways to stop him. And if you're mad that you can't come up with a way to stop him by yourself, my bad, you just don't know how the game works. Because here's the thing, I'm new to this whole series, I'm new to Tekken and how all the mechanics work, and I'm piecing together how things operate. And I think I have a somewhat decent understanding so far. But if I'm being honest, it feels like a lot of the complaints I've heard for other characters are essentially wah wah. That character is too strong. Now, don't get me wrong. Like for example, there's legitimate concerns. For example, like Law's 1-1 string, where he can basically Twitch confirm into heat dash like for full launch. I understand why that's terrible because to have a 10 frame launcher is insane. Like 10 frame launcher is genuinely insane. Like that reminds me of like Akuma from Tekken 7, 10 frame of death. Like being able to special cancel into like touch of death bullshit, bruh. Obviously it's not as bad as Akuma from Tekken 7, but you get the point. You get the point. Now, the fact that you can defend against all of this, even the Hoppy, with, I don't know, down forward 4, or down forward 1, if you're Yoshi, right? You get to use down forward 4 and down forward 1. You can use all of this to stop all of these options. The reason that dick jabbing doesn't work, at least for me right now, is because I have to wait for the crouching to be processed, right? So let me, if it's a Hockney, I'm getting hit automatically. There's nothing I can do. Alright, there's nothing. And if it's unblockable low, I'm just screwed. Alright? So you gotta remember, you can sidestep left, or you can just do like a fast mid poke. Just do a 12 frame fast mid poke, and you're not getting hit by unblockable lows. And when people are talking about like, oh, like at least what I've seen the most of someone saying is overpowered, they're saying that like he does too high of damage, and forward 1+2 is just too strong, right? Because you can loop it on the ground plus the guard break. To be honest, at this point, I'm basically talking about like the main man. This is what the main man thinks is overpowered. I think the guard break being an issue, I understand. I'm not gonna like lie and say that that's not crazy to like eat a full combo into another combo. Like, hold on, let me reset it. For some reason, my controller is acting very stupid and not. There's so much input lag. Holy. Right. And even then, because if I do this, right, I can flash, pop heat. I need to do it better, because see what I mean? Like, that can legitimately happen to someone in a real game. That's not even that hard to like really do. The hardest part is getting the timing on the charge up. That's it. And even then, you could make that work. That doesn't work because no, this area is too small. Like if I we'll just do this version for now. If this game wants to work, It's not this game, bro. I know it has to be like my controller or there's something wrong because my inputs are basically being eaten. Like, I'm not doing this. By the way, I've been playing this game for like the last, what, 6 months with Yoshi. I understand how to do these combos. It's not me. Alright. And then if he's guarding, of course, you get the guard break into full combo, blah blah blah. Right. I understand if that needs to go. I understand if they want to like nerf it so you don't get a guaranteed back to 2. I would understand why. I just would want them to not do that. I would rather them make it that this doesn't hit grounded. Like, if they made it that this move doesn't hit grounded and you can just stay on the ground for this option, I'd be perfectly okay with that. I would not care. Even though I don't use this move, I don't want to see like Yoshi's only guard crush get taken from him. Like, I wouldn't want to. You know what I mean? And this is also very slow, meaning it has enough time for someone to see it happening because you have to fully charge it up. So let's activate heat. Guard crush, right? But if you do it normally, it doesn't work. You have to get the charge version. So, you know, pop heat. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. It has to be fully charged. So okay, this fucking, see, it's 47 frames. 47 frames, right? If they're saying that something that is 47 frames slow is just too overpowered, then you can't see that's unfair, because if you had an unblockable that was only 47 frames that completely took away all your health, then that would also be overpowered. Like, the way this is balanced is that this move takes so long to charge that if you get hit by it, it's your fault. Because there's no way that you saw this and let it charge up fully and then were surprised when you died. Clearly you have the reaction time of a dead man. But that move is 47 frames and it has to be fully charged, meaning if they get it fully charged on you, they're either doing a setup to do it, which, hey, not their fault, or you stood up, saw them do it, and you got hit by it and you died. Meaning you're either, 1, not that good of a player, 2, we're caught completely off guard, and you just like, we're just flustered, which in both of those scenarios are your fault. You're not a good player because, hey, you just aren't there yet. It's okay. Or you weren't focusing. You saw him, he has to go into Kencho. So if you're looking at your screen and you see him go into Kencho, you know he's doing the tech trap. The problem is you can't roll out of it because it's so slow. It just tracks you. Once you start this move, it should be completely linear. There shouldn't be this problem where there's so many moves in the game that track you left or right while they're being charged up. If I'm committing myself to a move, there shouldn't be any tracking on it. If you're doing this guard break, it shouldn't be any tracking. In fact, this guard break should be so linear that any amount of side movement, it should miss. You should be able to sidestep once and this move misses you. That's the way I think it should be balanced. I don't think they should remove it. I think they just need to remove the tracking and it'll be perfectly fine. And the fact that no one is suggesting this brings two things to mind. Either people have thought of this and it doesn't work for some reason, or sadly enough, everybody else is idiots. And clearly people are not stupid. So there has to be a reason why they're saying no, no, no. Just remove it. It's too strong. Blah blah blah. Can't have this. Blah blah blah. Because in all honesty, if they made it, it doesn't hit grounded. Because it's only when it's from no sword stance or heat, which are two functionalities you can't get rid of. So if they made it that it doesn't hit grounded and that it's completely linear, both of those things at the exact same time together, that would make it that you're safe on the ground from this move, and you know it's only out of Kencho, so it's a matchup knowledge situation if you get hit by it. So let me step back if my inputs would read faster. See how that like first part whiffs? If you just made it that like the animation for it doesn't affect people on the ground, and you could take one singular sidestep to the right or left and it misses you, then it would be perfectly okay. You could simply say, hey, you already have a strong kit. This guard break setup is simply like this guard break is just there to have another option, like just to have something there, and then you just have to meet the requirements of hitting this specifically head on. Any amount of sidestepping should miss. It's that simple. It's just that simple. For forward 1+2, if you're worried about the whole looping it at the wall, oh, that's annoying. If you're worried about it looping at the wall, just make it that it's completely linear. No track. That if you do this, that any amount of side rolling frees you. And someone's probably gonna be like, oh, you can just make the execution for it harder so you can't do it. The problem with increasing execution is that it essentially makes it that anyone who can do it becomes stronger, if that makes any sense. And you're probably thinking, like, what does that mean? It means that anyone who can do this while others can't becomes stronger in the sense that other people aren't doing it. Anyone who's doing this setup becomes stronger if no one else is doing it, because you just don't see this animation and you don't see it like it coming. Sure, you can see the move going and go, oh, I should step out the way. But the lack of exposure to this move makes it harder to deal with. People know how to deal with the unblockable low from Yoshimitsu because tons of people do it. You can launch it, you can backdash it sometimes. I think them nerfing the backdash is negatively affecting everyone, especially when Yoshimitsu's unblockable low is a thing. Because if you could simply backdash the low, which in some situations you can, but sometimes you can't, it's weird. If you can consistently backdash the unblockable low, you could option select all of this. Because he would have to run in, and once he's this close, he's either doing a grab or unblockable low or this. Which, one, the grab's a high, so you can duck it. Two, unblockable low, you can do a down forward 2, or you can, for a faster option, you can do a down forward 4. That's a mid safe. No, just to check and be like, stop that, right? Since when was this 17 frames? This is actually insanely fast. Jesus. For Yoshimitsu, you can do like this move here. But for other characters, like my point is, I would be okay if, for the health of the game and people's mental, if they nerf the unblockable low to be a little bit slower. But everything else, like, you can reduce his damage, sure, whatever, fine. People are still going to be upset because they're still going to lose the shit because they aren't actually addressing the issue with it. And I really love talking about Yoshimitsu's problems. I'm not gonna lie, because this was about Dragunov in the first place. I forget what I was talking about. I know. Initially, I was talking about like characters I want to learn, and I started ranting about Dragunov. Oh, bro, I haven't played a match in like an hour. Anyway, I'm gonna continue what I was talking about. So, you can do all of these things to make it quote-unquote better to fight Yoshimitsu and make it things more balanced and fair, right? But I don't enjoy the concept of removing counter hit functionality from moves like 1-1. Because, for example, if stand blocking, actually not the blocking, okay, punish, and let me do 10 frame gap. So, because when Yoshimitsu is in heat or no sword state, right, the buff sword, if you get hit by the second move, you get launched. That's simple. And like, look at that, 87 damage, barely even like trying for that combo. By the way, I'm holding back, and the game isn't processing it, right? So activate heat. Yeah, this I'm holding forward. Do 1-1. This is so ass, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Pop heat. Do 1-1 launches. Another subpar combo. But if I do 1-1. Okay, great. That's cool. 1-1. You can do more to get it to 90, but the point is they're more bothered by the fact that, like, if they press while Yoshimitsu's jabbing, like if they press a button to attack and they get counter hit because he finishes the string, they get launched for it. I can understand that. I personally this is the point I can admit I'm being selfish. I like the idea of having counter hit launchers that if I place them well, I get rewarded. And the problem is, this move isn't necessarily one where you have to place it well. You can just keep doing one over and over again, and the opponent has to be concerned with if they press, they get launched. The issue is with that is that it's not the normal version. Normal version just cuts you. It just cuts you. That's it. And even when you're in heat, trying to activate heat, by the way, trying to press the start menu, by the way, it has to be my controller. It has to be. If we turn off punish and make him stand, even in heat, it just knocks down. So it's the fact that you're pressing into the jab, which, by the way, crazy of you. I shouldn't say that. Like, if you aren't expecting the jab to, like, the jab follow up, and you press, you get launched. It's a counter hit. But at the same time, isn't that how all counter hit works? No bullshit. Isn't that how literally every counter hit in the game works? Where you don't expect them to finish a string, or you don't expect them to press, and they've started pressing before you, you get hit by it while doing an attack and you go flying. Like, for example, this move here. This move is a counter hit launcher. That's not overpowered. You have to enter a stance. Hold on, you have to enter a stance and then do a 30 frame move. And if the Yoshimitsu is calling it correctly, that you're gonna press, then you go flying. Additionally, if it's in heat, you get launched. So when he's in heat, he gets buffed, right? This is tied behind heat. Simply enough, tons of characters, when they're in heat, become strong. Kazuya becomes way stronger. Hayachi literally has a whole power mode based on that. Nina. Dragunov is just Dragunov with or without heat. Right? So you only have to worry about this counter hit launching when you're in heat. When you're not in heat, it just knocks you down. So saying, oh, we should remove this being a counter hit launcher, for what reason? If Yoshi is in heat, just know this is a risky moment. And if you're so dedicated to pressing, that's on you, because we both know this is the same character with Flash. So I don't understand why people are basically bitching about Yoshi's utility. And that's one thing like I can really appreciate the main man for, is that throughout all of this, he has never said stop Yoshi's moves from counter hitting. He's never said that. He's never said let's make Yoshimitsu's moves not counter hitting. Never said that. He's never said like, oh yeah, let's make it that Yoshi's moves become like ultra slow, right? He's never said that. He's only ever said Yoshimitsu's main balancing point is that he doesn't do a lot of damage, but he has tons of good tools. That's the way they're balanced, you know, let's just reduce the damage. He's also said this has to go. You already know how I feel about that, whatever. He's also said that forward 1+2 is also a problem at the wall because, well, you know why. And since everyone has good wall carry, you know, you're at the wall often. I understand those points. I only disagree in removing the guard break. I only disagree in removing, because the thing is, I don't think the main man said he said nerf forward 1+2. He never said like remove the heat engager part off of it. I think it should still be a heat engager. All you have to do is just make it that to beat it, to make it commonly known how to beat it. Simply just be able to stop any version of movement that isn't forward or back, should be able to like get past it. Like this being hitting ground makes sense. I want a steel pedal, obviously, but I feel like any sort of movement should make it whiff. And I know it sounds crazy because like, oh, it's a steel pedal, it won't work if they move. What options are there? So we have restart options, player status, down face up, right? You have side roll. So normally you would get hit, right? So if you spam side roll, it should like not hit you. You should be able to get up if you spam side roll, and just have Yoshimitsu's get used to it. You should. You should be able to side roll to that direction. Rolling inwards, you should die. Getting back up, I think you should be fine if you do that. I think for the most part, everyone's fine for doing that. I think if you roll forward, you should die for that. Because why? Who told you that was a good idea? Hell, if they want to program a blind spot that people can roll inwards to punish the Yoshimitsu for doing that, by all means. But I still want it to function the way that it does because of the way that it feels. Alright, like, and I mean it, if you want to program it that if you roll forward into the Yoshimitsu after they do the move or while they do the move, that you get your own punish because it whiffs, then fuck it. Because now, if they roll forward and the Yoshi does nothing, like if the Yoshi runs forward, you roll forward, he can just hop near you. And then it creates like a mental game around that. So you can't spam it on the ground, but you also can't just like ignore. You know what I mean? Like the Yoshi can't ignore what you're doing and just spam the move because you have an easy answer, but you can't just spam your answer because you can always just not do the move. And then it creates a back and forth. Obviously, there's probably no one watching this right now. I think that's a beautiful idea. Now, making full circle back to what I was talking about in the very beginning, I think I don't want to like go through Dragunov moves because I personally don't care for Dragunov. I think watching Dragunov do anything is about as fun as watching paint dry. But of course, I do want to be able to like move up. And if I lose every time I see a Dragunov, it's gonna, one, make me angry, and two, send me back a lot. Because I know for a fact that I have the higher ranks where all the Dragunovs got carried to, they're just up there now. And they can't be up there for this long without becoming somewhat decent at the game. So I actually do have to get my skill up so I don't just get obliterated